Okay, here's a little bit about hurricanes. You know, hurricanes actually form from a towering thunderstorm. It's just your typical towering thunderstorm cloud, but it grows into something worse when it passes over warm water. When it mixes with warm air passing over warm water, it turns into something much, much different. And absolutely horrific. A hurricane. I'm gonna do something and I'm gonna look them up. Because I don't remember everything about them, so I'm gonna have to look them up for you. Okay, so its energy comes from the warmth of tropical ocean water. However, perhaps several others form in the same area. Perhaps all those dark towering thunderstorm clouds begin to rotate around an area of low atmospheric pressure called a tropical depression. Drawing enough energy from the warmth of the tropical ocean water, these circling thunderstorms might grow into a singular tropical storm with winds blowing more than 39 miles per hour. If it grows much larger and winds swirl faster than 74 miles per hour, it is called a hurricane. It is no longer a thunderstorm nor anything even remotely similar, though they can form and branch from it. It happens in other warm tropical areas of the world too, but mostly they form in the Atlantic. And in the Atlantic, they're called typhoons and tropical cyclones. Actually, no, they are only called hurricanes in the Atlantic. They're called tropical cyclones and typhoons in other parts of the world. For one to form, there has to be warm ocean water and moist, humid air in the region. You didn't hear that. For one to form, then, when humid air is flowing upward at a zone of low pressure over warm ocean water, the water is released from the air, as creating the clouds of the storm. As it rises, the air in a hurricane rotates. Air drawn to the center of the hurricane curves to the right in the northern hemisphere and towards the left in the southern, due to the Coriolis effect, which is a result of the Earth's rotation. However, near the equator, where there is no Coriolis effect, hurricanes cannot form within 300 miles. But for those of you who do not know anything about math, like me, that's 500 kilometers of the equator. A storm will grow if there's a continuous supply of energy from ocean water and warm, moist air. Tropical storms grow into hurricanes, and hurricanes can grow into stronger hurricanes. However, only a small number of storms grow into tropical storms. Even fewer become hurricanes. I'm going to keep looking stuff up for your benefit. Now here is something from... Hurricane Michael. Oof. That one just gives me shivers. Michael was a major Category Cat 5 hurricane. It became the first hurricane to make landfall in the U.S. since Andrew in '92, and it was also the third most intense hurricane beginning in the Atlantic to make landfall in the U.S. when it comes to pressure, just behind the 1935 Labor Day hurricane and Hurricane Camille of '69. The first Cat 5 hurricane to impact the Florida Panhandle, Hurricane Michael, was the fourth strongest hurricane to make landfall in the contiguous United States. And I don't mean continental, I'm saying contiguous, for those of you who have no idea what I'm trying to say. When it comes to wind speed, it really was the fourth strongest to make landfall. It was the 13th named storm, 7th hurricane, and 2nd major hurricane of the Atlantic season of 2018. It ripped through Florida, shredding many towns, leaving many people without homes, tearing roofs off buildings, tearing trees from the ground, tossing cars around like they were just paper bags. Heck, M180 or the M1A1 Abrams tank, that more than 70-ton beast, will get thrown around like a penny. I could throw this here foam across that room. I could slam it against that wall. It would shatter like glass. Hurricane Michael, if they can't pick something up, hurricanes, if they can't pick something up, they'll just rip it out of the ground or off of something. It would tear off the turret. However, only 64 deaths were accounted when it comes to the 1,000 people that were labeled missing during it. It killed way less than the hurricane of Santa Cruz del Sur, because with new technology, the hurricane was detected before it could trap residents. A lot of people stayed in Florida during the hurricane, as it was nowhere near as powerful as the previous. Water damage was not as destructive in Hurricane Michael, which allowed people to navigate and remain safe in stronger houses and storm shelters. Because the hurricane navigated the panhandle of Florida and moved through Georgia, the damage was marginally higher, reaching about $25.1 billion. It formed on the 7th of October 2018 and tore through the Cayman Islands, Cuba, and the southeastern border states of the U.S. before dissipating in the Atlantic on October 16th. The hurricane did not remain on land, but it gained intensity due to baroclinic forcing just before leaving the coast of Georgia. That's all I have on Michael.